everyone, and welcome back to 5-9 Gaming, your source for news and updates for everything gaming related. It's finally time for our favorite podcast, the Dokkan Battle Podcast, and we are here at episode 62 called Global Chaos. My name is Sunblade, and I can't even recall the last time when I was the MC for an episode, but I'm glad to be back. So, let me introduce today's guest. Say hello to the homie Goresh.
Hello.
You published a very interesting video a couple of days ago. Very interesting summoning video. So
I had a really enjoyable time summoning for Tech Kill and Khalifa on Global.
Yeah. So guys, if you have like 50 seconds or something, look up the video and watch it. It's great. Okay, so let's move on. The Truth's brother Tystra is back as well, and I believe it's the first time ever that I introduce him. So say hello.
What is going on, my dudes? And it's great to be back on the podcast. It's been a couple weeks, so very excited with what's going on with Global and JP.
Yeah, glad to have you on here, man. Thank you for your time. And last but not least, 5-9's Dokkan lead is here as well. Hello, Minato.
Hello. Well, I just want to take the... I don't even know what... I can't speak. I just want to say Cabba sucks. Hello.
Yeah, we'll talk about him today. But yeah, before we start, make sure to subscribe to 5-9 Gaming across all social media platforms. We provide a link tree so you can get quick access to all necessary links. You will find it in the description below in the YouTube video. So without further ado, let's begin with episode 62, Global Chaos. Okay, so yeah, Goresh translated the category a while ago, and yeah, the Dokkan Fest androids are out and they are leading Global Chaos. So let's talk about them. Minato, unfortunately you haven't pulled them, but did you play with them? How are they? What's your opinion on them?
So I used them like once or twice as a friend lead. I kind of toyed around with them in the Android Extreme Super Battle Road stage, and it's literally just their Ghost Usher ability is just so good. Being able to just delay an opponent's attack from one turn. Their nuking ability, I feel like, allows them to also heal a nice amount of HP, and they get sealed. They're just an extremely powerful super battle road unit. I feel like I personally love their design. They're a very fun unit to use as well. There have been a Dokkan Fest that I've been waiting for quite some time for, and honestly, I'm not disappointed at all. I definitely like almost everything about them. I feel like the only thing about them that I don't necessarily like is their link set, which, you know, you use them with the other androids, like the future androids, but none of them are really great right now. But outside of that, they're a fun unit, and I definitely enjoy having fun with them.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, they are extreme tech, and usually when Akatsuki releases an extreme tech unit, they are pretty wonky, to say the least. But yeah, they did great work, and I think extreme tech might not be the worst typing anymore thanks to them. So that's a big W in my book, especially because extreme tech is my favorite typing, my favorite mono team. But yeah, let's talk about the banner real quick, because the banner was pretty surprising in a positive way. Super Vegeta is finally back. He's featured on the banner along with, of course, 17 and 18. The new banner unit, 19 and 20. In Broly is on there. Android 13 is on there. So Goresh, do you think this is a great banner? Is this a must summon?
Well, given how close we are to the end of the year, I wouldn't say this is a must summon, but this is also a banner where I would say that if you decide to go ahead and summon this banner, you're not dumb. So,
yeah,
I mean, in my opinion, also I've also seen a lot of people asking the question is, should I buy Super Vegeta with coins? And I actually don't think it's a bad idea to. I know most people tend to say save your coins for Dokkan Fest LRs because they come back less often. But for me, the leader skill has so much value with what Super Vegeta has, like the pure Saiyans. Like you could run like 80% of the game under his leader skill. So if you don't have a single copy of the Vegeta and you want to go ahead and pick one up with red coins, it's like completely a smart decision. I think like you're not an idiot for doing that.
Yeah, right. I agree. And yeah, lots of people like, of course, every time a new Dokkan Fest exclusive comes out, that raises the question, is the new unit the best Dokkan Fest exclusive in the game? So Tystra, what do you think? Are the androids the best DFE unit in the game, or is Super Vegeta still superior?
I definitely would say personally for me, I think that Tech, Android 17 and 18 are in that conversation. you know, definitely with how good Super Vegeta is, I don't want to say anything bad about him yet. I haven't been able to get him. Cries and JP free to play. But I definitely think that the Tech 17 and 18 are in that class because their ability is so strong when it comes to their passive. The fact that they're also a Ghost Usher right off the bat, they're so good for SBR. They nullify keys, super attacks when above 35%. Like, they just have so much going on for them that I can't say that they aren't in that conversation. It's definitely there. I also compared them when they first came out to Physical GT Goku and GT Vegeta because they do have a little bit of similarities with them. But honestly, I even feel that these guys blow them out of the water minus their links and all that. So I definitely would say they're in that conversation.
It's just the nullification is so powerful in like a lot of this endgame content. Like just being able to just nullify Keyblade Supers when you're above 35% HP is like not hard to be above that threshold. And even in the off chance that you do go below that threshold, you will still what is it? I believe they do launch an additional super attack, which is pretty good. And as long as you heal up, I believe you still are able to get the nullification if I'm not wrong, because it says directed at the character from the enemy. So yeah, I'm pretty sure if you heal up at the start of turn, you'll still reactivate that ability. So it's very, very powerful to be able to just just get rid of all those, which most of the super attacks, saying like in Super Battle Road, I feel like a lot of them at the very least are blast based. So it's almost at that sense you kind of feel like invincible, which, you know, is very powerful, a defensive tool.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I already saw and I tested it out myself, but I saw some videos in Extreme Tech ESPR, and now you can pretty much no-item the stage easily, which is amazing because in the past this stage was pretty much the hardest out of the original ones. So amazing. We talked about Goresh summoning video briefly, and I wanted to keep it brief, but Goresh, when they come to global, what are you gonna do? Are you going to rainbow them straight away, or can we expect another?
For the androids?
Yes, right.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. It depends on what my luck would be. If I go like 3,000 stones and pull like 2 copies, I'm not gonna probably chase them. But I do like the design of this unit. You know what's funny is this unit is like Super Saiyan 3 Broly, but like times 500, right? Because they're kind of doing the same thing as Broly. They just want a lot of tech orbs, but they don't get lower defense, and they are able to do like 500 million other things besides what Broly does. So it's like a modern version of that unit. But I like the design. I mean, I think the nullification is insanely powerful. The leader skill actually I think is pretty good. I think people underrate that. The fact that we have 170 across the board for future now on a unit that has a secondary category that's also in there as well. So this unit will age well as a main rotation character, orb changer. Even honestly, even if this unit ends up not being a main rotation unit in like the far future at this point, they can still orb change as a floater. So they're not going to be like outdated very fast. So I feel like they are definitely good. I'm not really that opposed to the design of this character. I feel like they're not boring. And I probably would go for the rainbow if I get decently lucky.
Yeah, one of the main criticisms I heard was that they don't have a solid partner on teams. But yeah, as you said, you can run them as a floater because they change orbs and they are self-sufficient, so they should be fine. So let's talk about the banner unit, the new banner unit, Android 19 and Dr. Gero. Minato, they are really crazy. I think you do agree. How strong are they compared to Hard Virus Goku and Third from Frieza?
I mean, I would say they're definitely on par with that unit, because again, they're another support type unit for the androids category team, which has been getting a lot of help recently with like EZA 21, this new Dokkan Fest. Eventually we're gonna get those EZAs for the banner units. I believe the AGL 17 and the Int Hellfighter 17. So there's a lot of android stuff going on, and especially with the superhero movie coming up soon. Definitely the androids team is being a 3 Keem 40% support type unit for that team is very powerful. And they have a similar ability to the Dokkan Fest tech androids. However, instead of just nullifying the key-based super attacks, they absorb it and recover HP based off of it, which is an insane ability because it's not a chance or anything. As long as it's a key blast super attack, they absorb it and they heal you 39% of that damage that they would have usually taken, which is quite powerful. They also recover HP on their super attack effects, and they get a lot, they get a lot of starter turn attack and defense. They get some on their super attack effect and on their passive. There's just a lot that this unit is doing, and I'm very glad that they made them very powerful because they're only on a handful of category teams. And even for the Android team, I feel like their link set is pretty solid, like Android Assault, Nightmare, Fear and Faith. Those are pretty solid links on those villain teams, so overall, I'm very satisfied with this unit. I can't really point out a true thing about the unit. I'm like, oh, they did this bad or did this terrible. I think they really knocked it out of the park with this guy.
Yeah, my favorite part about them is that they absorb key-based supers, just like LR Super 17.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's like absolutely insane. Like Super 17 should have gotten this ability, but I personally have to say that Super 17 got like shadow buffed a little bit due to the release of the new Android 17, 18, and 19 and 20. I enjoy using him on this team, but of course not on GT bosses or something. Yeah.
The best GT bosses leader, because he's the only one.
Well, with the LR Shadow Dragons, don't they lead that?
Oh, you're right, my bad. Okay, they're the second best leader for that team.
Well, on global, huh? When are you going to get this unit? Like in 2025? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's maybe a little bit a year or two too early, actually.
Apparently it's like a battlefield behind at this point for some reason, from what I heard, which is crazy. I don't know what they're waiting for.
I have every battlefield LR rainbowed, and I have like 1.4 million points or something.
Yeah. Tystra, any last words about 1920 and 17 and 18? Are you hyped?
Personally, for me, I like them as a banner unit. They're really, really good. But the only thing that I could even critique, and it's not even really that big of a critique, it's just something in general. I would have liked to see it as a 50% of the damage as HP, or something along the lines of sorry, I'm misreading my notes. I would have much rather had the seize enemy supers when HP is 50% or lower instead of 39% or lower. I don't like being under 40% HP personally, so having it at 39 kind of scares me, but it's still a really good unit. It's definitely top tier for banner units.
Yeah. Yeah, now that you mentioned the mechanic, the Super Tech foresee mechanic, now I'm getting like Goresh flashbacks where he did a tweet like years ago when Super Vegito got his EZA, and he like posted a gif of like a dude trying to throw a fish in the water, but he missed. It feels similar with this unit because like 39%, it's not that high, and yeah. But anyway, let's move on to the next topic. We are done with the Dokkan Fest androids. Let's talk about Super Battle Road. So, Minato, you are a fan of Super Battle Road. You are trying those no item runs yourself, and we again got a new stage, Joint Forces. So, what's your opinion? Is that hard or difficult? Is that easy or difficult? What teams did you use? Just tell us.
I mean, the Joint Forces stage, I wouldn't say it's definitely difficult. It can catch you off guard, especially if we're trying to do a no-item run. But the first time I went through it, really, I kind of just brought a Goku and Frieza team, double Goku and Frieza, and I pretty much destroyed it using items. In regards to, like, if you like no-item runs, I use double STR Vegito and just a Battle Wits Buu Saga team. I mean, the Joint Forces team has gotten so powerful recently, and I feel like there's a lot of like options and team builds you could run. There's multiple different leaders you could use, even if they're not like an actual Joint Forces leader. Like, again, I ran double STR Vegito for my no item run of it. It's a fun stage for sure, and there's a lot actually. Like in the second fight, there's pure Saiyan enemies, in the third fight, there's pure Saiyan and Universe Survival Saga enemies. So they didn't restrict you really they didn't restrict LRK and Caulifla, for example. So they kind of also they do things at that stage that are unspeakable. They just really destroy that stage for sure. So I don't know, it's a fun stage for sure.
So Goresh, what are your thoughts about this system that like JP is getting one stage every month? Are you looking forward to that on global?
Yeah, I actually like that structure a lot better than them just like giving us like a 8-month period of nothing, and then all of a sudden they give us like 10 stages, because it just spreads out the content more. And honestly, that's something that I feel like they've done a pretty poor job of, not just related to Super Battle Road, but just in events in general. Like on global recently, we had this, Tech Gogeta celebration, and then they didn't really release anything for like 2 weeks, and then we had like an explosion of EZAs come out. We had like 20 EZAs released in like the span of like a week. And it's like they could have, you could have spread this out over the course of the past 3 weeks, but instead you jam pack it into like a period of like 5 days. So I feel like not even just related to Super Battle Road stages, it's just they need to get better with their pacing. And I feel like this is step one towards that, just better pacing overall. Instead of releasing everything all at once, you sort of spread it out over the course of a long period of time. And so I do like this a lot, yeah.
Yeah, I do agree. Okay, so yeah, with that said, let's move on to the next topic. And yeah, as you saw on the JP News, the LR androids from the Friend Point banner are getting an easy A. So I finally have a reason to finish this unit. As you guys might know, I'm one of the laziest Dokkan players around, so I took my time with them. But yeah, Tystra, what are your expectations on this unit? What do you want to see? Yeah.
So for me personally, I know that we just got it with the Tech 17 and 18, but I would definitely like to see Nullifying Energy Supers just to keep on poking and prodding the Tech Super 17 not getting that ability. I think it's wonderful, and it's a fun little thing. I would actually like to see a lot more of these Android units have those, to give androids a reason to be that upper echelon team, especially with these new releases. So maybe something along those lines. Maybe even like some sort of increased defense upon being attacked. Because it always seemed like in the movie, like they were always one step ahead of future Gohan. So kind of seeing them get, like if they got hit, they would just kind of look at him and then they'd seem indestructible. So I'd like to see something about their attack and defense being increased upon getting hit multiple times. Maybe a stack upwards to like, 60 to 80%. But those would be the two things I would actually like to see them have, just to give them that reason to be used in those Android teams.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like in the past, we are getting some sort of campaign. We had that with the LR Prime Battle Trunks, with the Great Saiyaman 1 and 2, and the other LR. So, Minato, what do you think? This is some sort of a meme in Dokkan, but I guess we have to rainbow a couple of STR units again, huh?
I mean, maybe. Do we know exactly which units? They haven't listed which units.
Not yet. No.
Yeah.
No.
So,
But what do you think will happen?
What do I think will happen? I think they're just gonna. I'm not sure, because they haven't really brought out like too many free-to-play EZAs recently and things like that. I mean, they haven't like stated that any specific units are going to be up. What I think could happen is, since we have the Dragon Ball Super, the Goku Black event, and just the normal Future Saga events, maybe we can get an awakening for that, like the Rage Trunks, the SGR Rage Trunks, that free-to-play version. The free-to-play Future Gohan, we get an awakening in EZA. Then maybe we have to use like that Int Trunks in the event, and maybe they'll bring like 2 more free-to-play units by the time that the 9th comes, which is in a few days at this point. In regards to which team we have to use, I feel like those units are very, very likely, because of the only units that are up currently to farm, outside of the whole version Z having every event up in terms of what's actually in the celebration info itself. But I think the LR androids could be pretty good. I hope that they are going to be pretty good, because again, the androids team definitely would like as much help as possible. And this is one of the oldest LRs in the game. This is the second LR that released. They came out in like 2016, right? It was very, very long time ago.
The interesting thing about the AGL LR androids is they actually don't link up that well with the new tech androids. I think they only share 2 links. So, I mean, I saw a lot of people saying that it would be cool if they changed orbs to rainbow other than tech orbs, because then you sort of have like a rotation of the two, the tech androids next to the AGL androids. One of them's changing orbs to tech, one of them's changing orbs to rainbow that's not tech, and then you just feed all the orbs to the tech androids. But I don't even know if you want to run them together. I mean, we'll have to see what they do with them, but it's not like a all-star rotation of those two on the same rotation.
Yeah, because it's like they have this LR android. They have like Innocence, Infinite Energy, Legendary Power. The Dokkan Fest has like Android Assault, Organic Upgrade, kind of different links. So I don't know. I feel like I agree with you. They should have made them have more similar links. If they design them to be more working together, like give them Rainbow Orb changing, for example.
Yeah, and so for that reason, what I would want to see out of the AGLR Android EZA is just more of a floating toolkit. Like maybe in slot 3 they gain like a high chance to dodge and stuff like that. Like that would probably be what I would want to see.
That'd be cool for sure. I'd agree.
Okay, perfect. So we got everyone's opinion on the AGLR Androids and JP players. I want to remind you to farm the potential orbs every day. The event is up, so farm your orbs. Get your STR orbs because I'm always low on these medium STR orbs.
Same.
I already see the Trunks, sorry, getting an EZA, the free-to-play one from the Future Saga event. So yeah, don't miss a single day and get those orbs. Okay, let's move on to global. Yeah, the Tech Kale and Caulifla banner is obviously out. We talked about this a little bit, and we got discounts. And yeah, a guaranteed feature at SSR at the end. And yeah, Goresh, have you even finished your whole cycle?
I did finish it. I actually got Cabba of my guaranteed featured unit,
I'm sorry
which is
for your
good because
loss.
I just wanted to get one of each, right? So I'm done. Well, it's like the fastest banner I've ever summoned on. It's like 90 stones or whatever it is to finish, or maybe it's a little bit less, maybe a little bit more than that. But yeah, I'm done. I pulled one Killing Khalifa, one Cabba, and I'm out.
Okay, so you stick to your word. That's good.
Yep.
So, Kellen Khalifa, well, on the 5-9 Twitter, I asked you guys what could be the worst Dokkan Fest exclusive of 2021, and a lot of people said Kellen Khalifa. So, Minato, what do you think? What are your thoughts on Kellen Khalifa? You used them, I know you pulled them, I think pretty early on when you went into the banner. So, yeah, tell us about your experience.
I mean, I think they're pretty good. I would say that in regards to them being underrated, I definitely feel like they are an underrated unit. Now, yeah, in regards to how good they are as a Dokkan Fest, I feel like they're definitely on. If you're gonna rate the Dokkan Fest for this year, I think they're like on the lower end. But just because they're a lower end Dokkan Fest of this year doesn't mean they're bad. I think that people really take that out of proportion. They're like, oh, you don't think this unit is as great as these other units in the year, so they're terrible, right? That's not true. All the units released this year are very, very powerful. I just feel like they really want certain situations, and that's really the only disappointing thing. They're very, very, how do I explain it? Situational.
Yeah, right. I haven't pulled them, and I think I never used them. But Tystra, did you have any luck with the banner?
Yes, I actually pulled them off of my second multi, so I was super excited about that. But yeah, to me, like, I'm kind of on the fence with them. Don't get me wrong, I love Kale and Caulifla. I think honestly they're wonderful characters for the series, and if anybody hates them, then oh well, life sucks. But honestly, when it comes to this unit, I think they're underrated, but I also don't think that they're amazing in any way, shape, or form. I do like the fact that they have the infinite attack and defense stacking on their super pre-transformation, and that they can, attack again and get another super. So that's really cool. I just hate the fact that, you have to wait till that 6th turn to transform. You have to, when you do transform, you basically go from stacking attack and defense to just straight attack. But yeah, both have defense, or both have benefits, but I just can't see them being top tier. So I wouldn't say they're the worst, but I would definitely agree that they are definitely not in the talks of best Dokkan Fest exclusive.
Mm-hmm. So what is the worst Dokkan Fest exclusive of 2021 so far?
Tech 18 and 17. No, no. I don't know. There's been a couple that I think. I'd honestly have to think about that, but they're definitely in that lower echelon. I wouldn't say they're the worst for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's hard to.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I know it's hard to answer because we got amazing Dokkan Fest exclusive this year. Some people in the chat are saying that Kid Gohan is the worst. I do not agree with that.
No, not at all.
So there is no easy answer to that. But yeah, we are talking about worst units of 2021, and Minato, you love this guy. I heard, like from Luka Dokkan, he tells me that every day that you love Int Cabba. So tell us, why is he so great?
I love Cabba. He's very great because he's a unit that he does other things that I feel like a billion other units already do and fill that role. So I feel like he fills a role that's not even needed. He wants to be next to a Vegeta, but he doesn't work well with Vegetas. So like, you know, the Blue Evolution Vegeta, him and this Cabba share like 2 links, and he wants to be like right next to that Vegeta. And in some of his teams, like Universe 6, which could definitely use his help, without that Vegeta, I feel like, you know, he doesn't stack his defense, he doesn't get the extra attack, he just doesn't look as impressive. And, you know, like on these teams, you have like, you know, the free-to-play Int EZA Kale, which is very powerful. You have the physical free-to-play UI Goku, which are 2 free-to-play alternatives that I feel like feels similar to him in terms of when I use them all. So I'm disappointed in how they really handled his design. I feel like as you use him more and more, you could see like little holes you could poke into his kit. And honestly, just like going from third form Frieza to Cabba, then to Heart Virus Goku and Jiro 19, it's kind of odd. I feel like both of these units were designed to have released earlier, or were like designed way earlier in the year or something, so they're not as powerful as these other units that have been releasing around them, is what I'm assuming may have happened.
Yeah, when he came out on JP, like I asked like why is he so bad, and Goresh replied to my tweet actually, and he was saying that like people got too used to powerful units like Third Form Frieza, Third Form Frieza. So has your opinion changed, Goresh, or do you think that Inkabba's good?
No, I don't think he's bad at all. I think he's solid. I would definitely don't think he's on the same level as like Third Form Frieza or 19 and 20. I'm not saying that, but I don't think he's like Tech Piccolo. So yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
so Tech Piccolo is worse.
I would agree. I think Tech Piccolo is worse now, which says a lot.
That's unanimous.
Cool. So let's stop downplaying those Universe 6 characters. Of course, this celebration has brought forward another great Universe 6 character, and yeah, Tech Hits, like previously one of the worst Dokkan Fest exclusives ever in Dokkan Battle, has gotten his EZA, and yeah, a lot of people are saying like he is the best Dokkan Fest TOR in Dokkan, and yeah, I'm loving him so far. So Goresh, what are your thoughts on Tech Hit now?
He's a very, very, very powerful unit. I would say easily one of the best EZ TORs in the game. They made him work exceptionally well with the LR God Goku and Hit, who I hope we will be getting soon on Global, otherwise I'm going to lose my mind. But yeah, I mean, he's stunning. His defense is very, very high with all the effects he's getting. If the enemy's stunned when you attack with him, he's going to be doing like 7 million attack stats with effective against all types. His links actually aren't that bad, especially if you want to run him on like a Tournament of Power team, because he has a Tournament of Power link, right? So, I mean, that in combination with all the other Universe 6 units that are actually pretty solid now. The only thing with him is on Global, again, it's really dependent on them releasing that LR God Goku and Hit. And then also, for some reason, they decided to skip the Int, I think it's the Int Kale EZA area for whatever reason. So he actually gets a decent amount of help from her as a floater on the team. So I feel like we're missing a few of the tools to make him look as good as he can be on Global right now, but hopefully we get them soon.
So Tystra, what do you think as a Global main? Are you happy about Tech Hit? Yeah, by the way, if Talon ever hears that, like Talon said in the past that there's no way Akatsuki can ever make this guy good. He will always be tech shit. And now look at him.
Yeah. It's so funny to see the glow up of this unit, because I just want to compare the whole fiasco with Tech Hit as towards the Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan Vegito, the physical one. Like, before EZA, trash, in my opinion. Same with Hit. But ever since their EZA, they became like top tier units of that meta. Physical Vegito is still good, like very good, and Tech Hit is just freaking phenomenal. The fact that in my opinion, the one thing that he was really lacking was that defense and being able to take a hit. Now he could take a hit. He could take multiple hits, and his stun abilities are off the freaking wall. Like, in my opinion, there's no way you could say that this unit is bad now. Especially after the EZA.
Right. Yeah, especially because of the leader skill. The leader skill is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, if you run him with multiple supports on rotation due to his passive, the way his stats are calculated, like, he can get a massive attack set. So, yeah, big numbers. So, yeah, Goresh briefly mentioned this, but yeah, that's obviously another reason we called this episode Global Chaos. Yeah, physical Kefla and the EZA for Kale are not around on Global. So what is going on there, Minato? What's up with Global?
I have no idea. It just doesn't make sense. It really does not make sense. I don't know. Like, the celebration is maybe they're. I can't really think of a reason why they did that. Maybe they thought they push Hit up and then they'll bring those units whenever God Goku and Hit comes out, but. If God Goku and Hit does come out with the Tech Hit EZA, then where are they? It doesn't make sense.
Well, even here's the thing, because they actually Global can't win no matter what happens here, because if they don't release Tech God Goku or the STR God Goku and Hit now, then Tech Hit isn't going to have his best partner. Now, I'm not saying he's bad if you don't have him next to them, because he's still really good. He just makes them that LR just makes the Tech Hit look really good. But if they don't release him now, if they do release him now, and Global is going to get that same time double rates LR banner as JP, then we're getting an LR, and then like literally a week later, they're getting another LR. So again, they actually like no matter what they do on Global, they've the saying when in a show when like they have themselves backed into a corner plot wise, they've literally written themselves into a corner and with Global schedule right now, they cannot get out. With like a good outcome, it's impossible. No matter what they do, they've lost.
And it's all because for some reason they want to keep these December celebrations tournament of power themes, where they could have just released Super Vegeta right now, and none of this would have happened. They didn't have to push anything back, make any weird scheduling and stuff like that. I feel like it's bad that they pushed back this Extreme Z area for Kefla and the Intkale specifically, even the Cabba and the Caulifla, because I feel like all four of those units really also help make the Dokkan Fest Tech Kale and Caulifla better. A lot better, in fact, especially the Inkale. So without those units helping support the Universe 6 team, rapid growth and stuff like that, it by default not only makes this new Dokkan Fest look worse, but makes Hit's leader skill for Universe 6, it makes his team slightly worse as well. And again, if they also don't release that God Goku and Hit, it just again hurts that Tech Hit. So I don't know what they're thinking with this scheduling. It really does not make sense to me at all.
Yeah, and then if they do decide to not release God Goku and Hit now, then we have 2 LR banners in Limbo, which has never happened before, ever. And then on top of that, we have like these parts of these celebrations that they've just seemingly omitted for no reason, right? For example, like the Extreme Super Battle Road stages, where are those? Now we have the Extreme Z area for like the free-to-play Universe Survival Saga units that are not here. We have physical Kefla's EZA, which is not here. So what are they going to start doing? They're going to start doing like these Frankenstein celebrations where we just like piece together the celebration with like a bunch of different parts from this one, some parts from this one, and it just becomes like this mess, right? That's what's going to happen. So I actually have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, imagine in January you get Super Vegeta, then Part 2 LR Janemba with the Universe Spiral Saga EZAs. It's so random, right? And it's so just unneeded, unnecessary. They should, honestly, at this point, if they're just going to mess stuff up like this, I feel like some players would just prefer to have it follow the same exact schedule, but be a few months behind, rather than get some stuff forward or first, like, like the Heroes content maybe, or stuff like that. It just really, like, if God Goku and Hit doesn't release now, they're probably not going to release until February, because they still have to release LR Janemba as well. And imagine just them being pushed all the way back to February, and they're released like 8 months after they release on JP. It's just not a good thing.
Can I also say that isn't it funny that the same thing happened last year with the AGL Caulifla and the physical Kale, where their EZA got pushed back for so long? Isn't it funny that the same set of characters are getting their EZAs pushed back?
It's also the same thing we saw with Tech Jiren last year, because Tech Jiren was delayed until I think like early January or late December or one of those times. So I think Janemba will probably come out around that time for global, but it's like, okay, now we have God Goku and Hit. Where are they? Like, unless they release them next week and then the week after we get another LR, it's just like, okay, are you good? Like, what's the thought process behind this? I'd like to know.
They're definitely backed in a corner because of that. Because like, if they don't release the Hit and the Goku, like you said, they are going to be pushed back into something that they've never been pushed back in before. And either way, it's going to cause some sort of chaos within the global Dokkan community. I think it's going to cause some sort of issue with all players.
And I want to say, I do think actually it's more likely that they do come because of the Blue Kaioken, Goku, and Tech Hit Dokkan events. They're going to be up daily when Tech Hit comes out. So unless they brought those Dokkan events out, which are meant to be for the LR and don't drop the LR for some reason, they should be coming out on that time, and they're just hiding them, which would be fine, but except that, like Goresh said, if they do still want to do the double rates banner at the same time, there's going to be 2 LR banners like a week apart, and it's going to be very, very odd. And then Global also is going to have the Christmas banner, which will most likely be, the banner, the Tanabata one, where Tai Gogeta was in during the Tanabata celebration. Like the one with like the 6-year anniversary LRs, that one still has to come, probably, again, by the 25th. So, there's going to be basically like 3 kind of LR banners, like back to back to back, consecutive 3 weeks in a row. That's just, that's a lot.
It's going to be a very busy Christmas season when it comes to Global Dokkan, that's for sure. If they do release this LR Hit and Goku and the EZAs, I think it's going to be very difficult. But they could even like extend a little bit of time frame, but even then it's still going to conflict super heavy with the normal release schedule that I think that they won't do that. I truly think that, in essence, they're going to try and maximize profits in some way, shape, or form and release just a bunch of units and hope that people summon on every single banner, which I don't think is going to happen. Dude. I don't think anybody is going to summon on every single banner, and it's just going to be a massive loss on their end, in my opinion.
I think it's such, even I'm thinking purely from their standpoint too. As a business, it just seems like a terrible business decision, because you even think back to what we're going through right now with the celebration. Mm-hmm. Would you want to release Kale and Caulifla now when you know nobody's going to care? Or would you rather release Kale and Caulifla in December when people are not going to summon, but then you have like 4 other banners dropping anyway? I think it makes much more sense from a business standpoint to release Super Vegeta now, because people will summon. And then next month, people, will recuperate a little bit, have some more time to save up and, Christmas money and whatever. And then they'll be able to summon on, whatever banner drops in December. I mean, again, there's going to be like 2 or 3. So I think just shifting the Kale and Caulifla banner to December when that nobody's going to care about them, like newsflash, would have been a much better business decision for them.
Yeah, and it's very surprising that they even went to that, went to Kale and Caulifla. I honestly thought they were going to go Super Vegeta because of the fact that Super Vegeta is as good as it is. It would line up pretty well for just in general what's going on. And the fact that, he's a character that a lot of people like in general. Like, obviously, we see the thing with the Final Flash and everything. But it was very strange that they went with the Kale Caulifla. The only connection is with the Christmas banners. But even still, like, it makes no sense to put Kale and Caulifla on, like, here and then, literally compact all of your banners. Because not only do we have Tanabata to worry about, but we also have the New Year's, step-up banners to worry about, too. Like, I don't know. Like, I really don't think it was a good business decision on their end as well. I think this is something that they should have really thought about way before they decided, okay, let's just do it. It's because I think this is going to end up as a big L on Global Dokkan.
So, Tystra, are you actually sad that Akatsuki didn't release Super Vegeta now? Would you summon for him, like, until you get him?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
I would absolutely summon for Super Vegeta. I think he's great. I think he's a great unit. But then I go for every single Dokkan Fest, so it's like no matter what, whether it was this Kale Caulifla, whether it was Super Vegeta, whether it was, freaking Dr. Wheelo as a global first, I would have summoned regardless.
Yeah.
But in the sense of the free to play player, like that's saving their stones, like either way, the banner that is before, like the big stuff that happens with Tanabata and step ups, honestly, like they'll skip either way. But I still think for the people who aren't free to play that would have summoned, Super Vegeta would have been the best bet compared to Kale and Caulifla.
Yeah, right. So let's go back to Ella got Goku and Hit real quick. And yeah, they are in the discussion of being the best extreme class LR in the game. So I want to know from you guys, and yeah, with one quick answer, yeah, who are you most hyped about? Ella Janemba or Ella got Goku? Tystra, you're going first.
I think I might get a lot of hate for this, but I want LR Janemba just because I like Janemba as a character more. The Goku and the Hit are amazing, and I would honestly say like they're very, very good. But for me, I also like to collect because of the characters I like, and I always like Janemba's design. So I would be more excited for Janemba personally.
Minato?
I mean, I have Janemba, so I guess technically it's just God, Goku, and Hit. In terms
yeah,
of which ones I want,
obviously,
but either way, I'd be more excited for God, Goku, and Hit because again, it's another dual LR that I've been waiting for like such a long time, and they've been doing a lot of these units that I've just been waiting for, like the Tech 17 and 18, God, Goku, and Hit, and then maybe we'll get another LR Future Gohan / Future Trunks unit maybe soon for JP, which is another unit I've been wanting. So I've been happy. I've been happy recently, so I would definitely love to get that unit.
And Goresh? What do you think?
Definitely more excited for God, Goku, and Hit. I think they're the best floater in the game. Like, not even close.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not like a giant Janemba hater. I think he's cool. I think that his utility is definitely very high. I'm definitely not the biggest Janemba fan, though, in terms of how they designed this one. Just this might be an unpopular opinion. I'm not really I don't really think he's like the undisputed god of the game or anything like that. But he's cool. I mean, the ability to nullify key-based supers, I think it's a high chance. And then he builds up in slots 1 and 2 with guard. I mean, he's cool. He's definitely not like a bad unit, but God, Goku, and Hit is a different level to me.
Yeah, exactly. Like I haven't pulled them unfortunately, but I'm going to get 2 copies of them when they are in the shop, like in 50 years on GP. I don't know. Probably six months, I think.
Actually,
So,
they've kind of sped up how fast LRs are coming into the shop. 'Cause
Yeah.
I remember
They have.
even on global, like Tapion and Minosha were in the shop like 4 months after they came out, which is pretty fast.
The Goku and Piccolo are already on the JP shop on the last banner, so I'm presuming like the next banner, probably for the anniversary, I would expect them to be on the banner, the Yellow Coin shop, which would be cool.
yeah, like people are always asking, like, who should I get with the gold coins? So, what are your recommendations this time?
I mean, for go on.
No, go. You can go.
I was gonna say for JP, the next time it's going to be we're gonna get the Yellow Coin shop would be again probably in the anniversary. So at that point, you know, probably Gotta Goku and Hit for JP would be the best unit to pick up on the next banner. Just because I feel like they're probably just the best Yellow Coin LR we have so far. Another good option maybe would be actually, you know, another unit. Actually, they probably won't be available then. The Exchange Vegeta and Goku and the Krillin and Gohan will probably be available actually. So in that case, the Vegeta / Goku, whenever they return, would be the best option until Hit and God Goku come out.
This question is so subjective because it just completely depends on your box. Like how am I like are you gonna pick up AGL, Kale, and Caulifla, or like I don't know, like physical like Angel Vegeta? Like I don't. It's impossible for me to tell you. But just from a pure value standpoint, I still think like STR Broly is super high up, just because he links up so well with like a lot of the normal Saiyan LRs that you're always running. And just he's really good. So if I had to pick one, I'd probably say STR Broly.
Yeah, I definitely have to say STR Broly is one. AGL Kale Caulifla is still very good with how long they've been out. And honestly, like, yeah, it is very subjective when it comes to your box. Like, for me, my choices for what I would need for yellow coins are either Angel Vegeta or even the physical Broly Chilai Lemo. Like, I still have yet to pull them. So it's really subjective on what you need. But if you're, like, fresh account, you know, and you get 500 coins without getting a single LR, which somehow is surprising. I don't know how you would do it. But if you do that and you need something, I would definitely say STR Broly is one, and AGL KL Khalifa is another one.
But let me tell you, Tystra, I know Ella Broly, Sheila Lamo are one of the favorite units from Goresh, and they're fun, but don't invest 500 coins for them. Jesus Christ. Please.
It's all about the Chilai's assets, you know? Like, the assets of the whole entire thing is just fantastic.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay. Yeah, with that said, we want to move on to the next segment, but yeah, Chad, we need your help on this. So please prepare your questions. Do you have any questions for us about Dokkan, about the podcast, whatnot? Yeah, go ahead and ask them. We are happy to answer them right away after the break. So yeah, prepare your questions and we'll be back right away. All right, we are back with episode 62 of 5-9 Gaming's Dokkan Metal podcast called Global Chaos. And here we are back with the question segment. But yeah, before we jump into that, I would like to thank Hakaishin Beerus for the tier 1 sub. And of course, our dude Tystra for the gift subs at the very beginning. So yeah, thank you very much for your support. It really helps us. And yeah, as you can see on the screen, Minato has a new profile picture. So there you go.
Is that the fourth Hokage?
Hog up, gamers.
I literally have no idea about Naruto. Like, seriously. Like, in Germany, they call Sasuke Sasuke. Like, it's really stupid. And then I was like, no, I will not watch this. So, yeah. Okay, so let's not waste any more time and go into the question. Thank you very much for asking us today's questions. And we will start with the first one. Do you guys think GT is possible for New Year's or 7th anniversary? We had one GT celebration in 2021 and then nothing. So yeah, Goresh, what do you think?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, the big thing with GT, right, is the fusing Super Saiyan 4s, right? That's what everyone wants to see. So at some point we will get that. Is it possible? Yes. That's my answer.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Who would be featured on this Dual Dokkan Festival? Like fusing Gogeta and Omega?
Fusing Gogeta and then the banner unit would definitely be Oob, right? It has to be. And then for I guess a transforming Sin into Omega, and then the banner unit is like
Ice and
maybe
Nova.
like Ice and Nova dual unit. That'd be cool.
Yeah, Minato, what do you think? Good.
I mean, I kind of agree with that. I mean, fusing Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is really the reason that everyone keeps asking for like an LR Dual Dokkan Fest GT celebration. Let's be honest here. And you know, I think like Oob would be very, very cool. I think we can get a new Pan unit as well. Would be nice, like a support type unit Pan. Ice Nova dual unit. I feel like their super attack could look pretty cool. And I actually personally really like villain units too. So an Omega Shenron, a brand new one for like a villain unit type esque like based unit would be very cool in my opinion. So I would be excited for it. I think it's definitely possible, but there's a lot of possibilities as well. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and last but not least, Tystra?
I honestly think y'all need to put some respect on the Par brothers, okay? Y'all keep throwing them out of the equation, and I think that they are the best villain in GT. No, I'm kidding. But no, I could definitely get behind that as well. It's possible for GT to have the 7th anniversary or the New Year's celebrations. I mean, I could honestly see like something along the lines the same as like, you know, when we had the Blue Bros come out. You know, you could do a Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Super Saiyan 4 Goku team up. You could even do a fused into Gogeta, and then you could do Sin into Omega, like they were saying before. It's definitely not out of the realm of possibilities, but you know, we'll just have to wait and see.
You just said Power brother. So, like, real quick, how would the passive be structured? What do you expect from a unit like that, if it would ever come out?
They would be an SBR unit, and they would be annoys the enemy team into a win, and then you just beat SBR completely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds
you'd be
interesting.
every stage by doing one stage. That's how good they would be.
All right. Okay, let's move on to the next question. What unit do you think needs a new Dokkan Fest but has one already? So I'll go first here. Standalone Super Vegito. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Goresh, you're next.
Piccolo. Either Piccolo from the Raditz fight or Piccolo from. Well, I mean, okay, Piccolo from the Raditz fight is I guess going to be a separate character from Piccolo from the World Tournament, the Ma Junior fight, right? I guess that would be its own Dokkan event. I guess would it be separate? I think it would be probably because they classify Ma Junior as a separate unit. But yeah, Piccolo from the Raditz fight. I think there was another one.
Yep. Minato?
I would say the Universe 6 fight of Blue Kaioken Goku. I really would like to see just a brand new card with like new active skill voice animation of him saying times 10, screaming and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I think that'd be
right,
pretty exciting.
Right. And Tystra?
The only one that I could really comes to mind besides Piccolo would be Jiren, I would say. I think STR Jiren kind of aged a little bit. It's not terrible, but I would definitely like to see a new Jiren card in the sense of giving it actual justice and making it like, super hype. So,
yeah. As for my answer, obviously I'm well aware that we have a lot of Gogetas and Vegetos, but yeah, the physical Super Vegito is just bad. He needs an EZA, and the AGL one, well, he already aged, like his EZA aged, so I would like to see a new standalone Super Vegito, not a fusing one. But yeah, obviously we need like diverse characters. But well, as we know, our community, they will complain anyway. So yeah, let's just move on to the next question. And yeah, the next one is: do you think Global Dokkan is getting rainbow tickets for a Christmas banner? So yeah, Goresh, what do you think?
Yes.
Man of few words, huh?
I mean, because it's the same thing that they did with JP, right? They gave you the tickets on JP for it was the Tanabata banner, which is basically that's the global equivalent of the Christmas banner. So, yeah, I think they will.
I agree. I mean, I don't see a reason why they wouldn't. If they don't, then maybe... Like, the only reason I see that they wouldn't is if that banner also gives tickets, but I don't see why they wouldn't just give those free 21 tickets anyways, because it wouldn't make sense otherwise, in my opinion.
it would keep the global base playing every day. I know that some people just log in, but I believe you had to like actually do some stages to actually play, and that's just extra traffic on their game. So yeah, I think that they'll do it too.
Yep, I agree as well. We saw those during the anniversary. And if the guy who asked the question means the same tickets, but yeah, I do think so too. Okay, for the next question, with all the fighters and Kakarot references Dokkan's been doing, do you think Anniversary could be Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta with their dramatic finish as well? They buffed like the crossover category big time, so yeah, Goresh, what do you think about that?
Definitely possible. I am going to go ahead and say I don't think they would do two of the same character during the anniversary. So I would say I don't think it's going to happen, but it's not like if it did happen, I wouldn't be like surprised by it, right?
I mean, I would agree. It's because like they haven't ever really done a dual Dokkan Fest with two of the same characters. From the top of my head, like not saying that they can do it, but I feel like they would like kind of prefer doing two different characters, or like like Gogeta and Vegito, or Gogeta and Broly, rather than double Gogetas. But that would be a very, very exciting anniversary for many people, so I would be down for it.
So maybe I'm the only one that's confused about this. Did they actually do a Kakarot reference, like with a unit in Dokkan? Or am I just confused here?
Oh.
Well, some of the super attacks, like the one from fusing Super Vegito, the STR one, like the 18 key, has some Kakarot in it, and if I'm not mistaken, like Goresh knows that better than me. But yeah,
His counter animation was from Kakarot.
Gotcha.
The beginning part of the 18 key also, where he's like flying towards the screen, is also directly from there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't finished Kakarot, so I had no idea, to be honest. I was just like, oh wow, this animation's really cool. I mean, yeah, but at the same time, I don't think, again, as everybody else said, I don't think they're gonna do two of the same character. That honestly would that would defeat the purpose of having different banners. You might as well just say they're the same, except for one's a Super Saiyan 4, one's a Super Saiyan Blue. I would honestly say, if anything, if they do something like that, they might do Super and Extreme, and they'll probably put one of the Extreme or bad guys, quote unquote, into the other banner and have their dramatic finish instead. But other than that, yeah, I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible with Dokkan at this point.
Okay, so let's move on to the final question for today, and that is, Dokkan always releases a new mechanic of features like equips, revivals, and so on during the anniversaries. What would you want to see for the upcoming anniversary, Goresh?
I wouldn't really want to see anything new. I would just want to see complete revisions and upgrades of existing stuff. Like, for example, I'm a really, really, really big hater of the skill orb system. I think it's just a terrible system. I think it's the worst thing in the game, honestly, besides the friend system. So if they can go back and revamp a lot of those things that just don't work, then I would be completely fine with that rather than them just doing new stuff. I think they will do something new just because that's what makes money, right? But that's what I would like to see. If I had to choose something new, maybe something that's an innovation for like a new leader skill mechanic, where instead of just getting like a new category every single time we get a Dokkan Fest, we end up getting like, I think we've talked about this before on the podcast though, but it's like, you have a leader skill and then you have like a sub leader skill, and then if you have characters that are on both, you get like an extra boost or something like that. That's probably what I would choose without thinking about it too much. But yeah, I would prefer if they just like fixed stuff that's bad in the game instead of focused on new stuff.
I would agree, like something like, maybe an equip like combining system where you could take all those like level 1 equips you're never going to use, combine them maybe, and then get like stronger equips, and then build up to getting those strong equips, so that like a lot of the like skill orb summonings that you do from chain battle, like imagine getting top 1% chain battle and you're like, okay, finally I got this top 1% score. It ends, you do your summons, and you get like nothing. It feels
you
like
mean
kind of
you mean me for the past 4 chain battles?
yeah. Basically, I think that would be very, very good, and something that a lot of people I feel like would want. In regards to a new mechanic, I think something that could be cool is like maybe a unit that exchanges back and forth multiple times, instead of like, a unit that exchanges once and then they stay like that for the rest of the battle, and maybe they do different things based on who it is. Like, something thinking about that is the Goku and Vegeta that came out in Legends recently. Like, how they kind of do some different things compared to one another, so that depending on the situation, you choose who you want, and you could kind of like, maybe Goku's more defensive, Vegeta's more offensive, stuff like that. I think could be really interesting in the game.
I would say for me personally, like, instead of doing something new, I want them to like these guys said, revamp a little bit, because there's so many different mechanics that we have in the game that either don't get a lot of love, need some sort of rehashing, or just give us a little bit more to it. Like, one mechanic that comes to mind is the exchange system. I think that when it comes to the exchange units, we could use a little bit more of those instead of just transformation units, even though that's basically what they are. But in essence, they're a little different. It changes the unit almost completely. I would like to see more of that. Definitely the equips need some sort of like rehashing. I actually love the idea that Minato just put out there about combining old skill orbs and being like, okay, now you can combine them into better skill orbs and make them, much more usable. I think that's a wonderful idea. But other than that, like, I really don't want to see anything like brand spanking new with the system. I would like to see them make the systems that they have better and flashier in that sense. Like, update our friend system, update our equipped, update, some exchange units, just make little changes that are going to be more beneficial to the game than having an incomplete system and then making a new one.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much, guys, for answering those questions. And with that, we have arrived to the end of episode 62 called Global Chaos. And yeah, thank you very much, Goresh, Tystra, and Minato for attending today's podcast. And yeah, as for you in the chat, don't turn off the stream just yet, or well, you can take a short break because Goresh, as far as I can recall, will be back very, very soon with Dragon Ball The Breakers, right?
Yeah, we're going to get the group together. I think we're going to have some different people on this time. This is a session, same as yesterday, going through 9 p.m. So in 50 minutes from now, we're going to be playing for around 4 hours. So, yeah.
Yeah, very, very cool. And just as a heads up for you guys, we are like preparing a feedback form for the Dokkan Battle podcast, and it should be out like for the next episode. So yeah, we would greatly appreciate your feedback. We would like to improve the Dokkan Battle podcast. So yeah, definitely make sure to follow us on Twitter. We will announce that feedback form there. And yeah, as I said, thank you very much for attending today's podcast, and I wish you guys a good night, good morning, wherever you live. Have a good time. See you soon.